Nobody much better than you to let us know that how much better Nashville is, which I think it is this time around against for these particular games.
Yeah, for sure. I think, listen, I think every team's trying to get better. We pride ourselves on constantly trying to, reflect and refine on what we're doing and continue to improve. And I'm certain that that's how they spent their off season in the first couple weeks of this season, looking to improve their team. That's what we all try to do. So I think we're moving in a good direction. We'll still continue to get better in certain areas. And it'll be another great challenge for us tomorrow night to, compete against a really good team and see where we're at.
Good. BJ, when you saw the Champions Cup draw, I think back in December, and you saw that, if you beat Ottawa, you would be playing Miami. I guess, what was your initial reaction to seeing Miami on there again, once again, for another competition?
I mean, I think this competition itself is historic. It brings the best of the teams of, North America, Central America, and the Caribbean together. So there's no surprise when you look at your draw that you're going to find good teams, especially if you have the privilege and opportunity to earn your way into the round of 16 here. So, we were expecting to see a really good team coming into this next round, and that's what we got with Miami.
And obviously, with Messi demanding so much attention, how do you balance the gravity that a player like Lionel Messi could draw on the pitch with knowing that he has plenty of other dangerous teammates around him?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, it's about the collective. We have to be organized and we have to be disciplined. We have to stick to sort of what we do and always be, kind of aware. I think that's the biggest thing, but I think for overall, it's about making sure that we can be controlled in what we do and disciplined in what we do.
Yeah, BJ, since 2023, the only win Nashville's had against Miami is the home leg of the playoff series. I guess looking at kind of what you have done so far this season and the moves you made in the offseason, what makes you and Nashville confident that this series can be different?
Sure. I think when you look back at the history of, sort of Nashville and Miami, I think it's really important that we reflect, kind of analyze how those games go. You can learn lessons from history. But what I would also say is history doesn't necessarily dictate what's going to happen in the future. And we're a different team this year. They're a different team this year. And so for us, we think that we've been able to improve in certain areas with the group. We still have room to grow and get better at it. But I think, there's an opportunity there for us to kind of really compete against the MLS Cup champion, a team that has been, established themselves an elite team in this region. We expect to be able to go toe to toe.
And they brought in a lot of new pieces as well. Kind of what have you made so far of maybe the tweaks that Mascherano has made so far this year to kind of fit everybody on the field and kind of find the best of his players?
Yeah, I mean, I think you still look at, there's still truly a DNA. I mean, obviously he's a great coach and has the ability to adapt really well. I think what you see with the pieces that they have is that they're constantly kind of adapting, whether it's adapting their build-up shape, adapting the way that they defend, and that's what makes them I think really dangerous. There's obviously individual talented players, but when you collectively put them on and they can interchange and they can change what they're doing, it keeps the team off balance. That's why I said we have to be really controlled and disciplined in how we approach the game.
With this being a team you played as many times as you have, how do you maybe adjust preparation and find new ways to adapt the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us in this situation, it's the first time we're playing them this season. This is our team 2026. That's their team for 2026. So I think, of course, there's familiarity between the clubs, but I think it'll be, it's kind of a blank page and a blank canvas for us as we compete against them for the first time, knowing that we're going to be competing with them in the MLS season as well as, a second leg in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. So for us, it's, really just kind of going in with I would say with kind of a blank canvas and being prepared for tomorrow night.
Yeah, this is the fourth year in a row you guys have faced them in a knockout tournament. What value do you see in this being a budding rivalry, especially for a young club like Nashville, even if it's fan league perspective? I'm curious what value you see in that.
For us, I mean, as a club, we're an ambitious club. We're a club that wants to be able to compete against the elite of North America. And for me, Miami is one of those teams. It's clear that who they are. They've won trophies. They've competed against some of the top teams in the world. So for us, we're competitors and we want to compete against the best. And tomorrow night we have a chance to do that again. And that's something that we look forward to.
how do you think this stage, as you were kind of alluding to, further amplifies the trajectory for the club?
Yeah, I think it's again a great opportunity to play in a tournament that we earned our way into with the performances last season, and being able to get through the first round. And so for us, we are, again, like I said, an ambitious club. So our expectations is to go up against really good teams and be able to compete, and we want to advance just as bad as they do. And I think you're going to see that with the performance and the intensity that we're able to play with tomorrow night.
We'll go to the Zoom, and as a reminder, if you have a question, please use the hand raise function. We'll start with Blair. Sorry, one second, Blair. I think I told you.
Hey, BJ. Just really quickly on Miami, they pretty much every fan who isn't maybe plugged into MLS and every media outlet seems to look at them as the expected winner of this tie, and you guys as the underdogs. Do you think that benefits your team in any way?
I mean, I think we stay focused on how we prepare against every single opponent. For us, we have our own internal sort of expectations. I don't think we get too focused on what outside people say. Again, it's very clear the objectives and the goals that we want to be as a club and this team. And, I think we have a lot of respect for Miami. They are, again, as like I said, one of the better teams in this region. And we look at it as a great opportunity to compete against them tomorrow night.
And then on specifically the one change you made between New England at home and the last in Minnesota at home was Alex Moyle coming in for Warren Madrigal. What was the reasoning behind the change, and do you think that's kind of something we'll see more of in the future?
I think you see what we have is good depth in the group, good competition at positions in the group, and we thought Alex really was able to provide us a presence in between the lines. And at the same time, the relationship I think he has developed with Sam and the opportunity to also run and behind and stretch. So for us, I thought, he made a really positive impact in that game, and only again highlights, I think, the depth of this squad, the trust that we have in all of the players on this team. And ultimately that leads to really good competition in the group and makes everybody better.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys. We'll right back up. And for you.
Yeah, I think it's been a great experience so far for me and the team. I think playing a competition, it's a different kind of intensity, knowing your time can come to an end at any moment. And in this 2-leg type of format, your all focus is 90 minutes and just getting it done. So I think we did a good job versus Ottawa, and now we're getting ready for Miami.
Thanks, Matt. We'll start with Lauren this time and come down the line.
This is the 4th year in a row Nashville is facing Miami in a knockout tournament. What value do you see in this being a budding rivalry, even if from a fan or MLS perspective, Nashville versus Miami?
Yeah, obviously there is sort of a history here, and I think it's just it's a fun one to be honest. I think it's entertaining to watch, and hopefully it's a good experience for any fan that comes to Geodis, because they're always lively and it gets us going to get up for the challenge. Obviously last year in playoffs and at the end of the season, we want to kind of send a different message this time and hopefully come out on the right foot.
What ultimately do you guys want to show as a club in a tournament and stage of this caliber?
Yeah, we just want to keep doing what we do every day. And our mission here is kind of just become an elite. And we talk about this every day. And it's just a bigger platform now to test against elite of North America and South America. And just play. And Miami's a great test, being MLS Cup winners, to keep going.
Can you speak to the mindset that goes into playing a team as many times as you have and how you look at it as a clean slate?
Yeah, the good thing about that is you get to learn from each game. Playing a team that many times, there's so many little details that come into play. That's ultimately what decides the game. And so we have so much film to look back on and watch. And we're a new team. They're a new team this year. And we both grown. We both have things and strengths that we like to exploit. So just keep looking at that to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, Matt, you started a couple of the playoff games last year against Miami. Kind of what are some key things that you took away from that you feel like not just helps you with this matchup, but kind of overall as a player?
Yeah, I think just the overall experience from playing a team like Miami, it's no question who they have on the field and some big players, and they played very big games. So I think just it helped me with confidence personally, and just knowing I can step up to the challenge and just be a contributing player.
And then how much of a difference is there, if at all, in just the way that you approach this type of knockout game versus a league match? Is there any like difference in just mentality heading into it?
I mean, we go into every game wanting to win. Obviously, in the back of our mind, we do know it's an aggregate score, so we want to protect any lead that we have. We know away goals count as well, so emphasis on keeping a clean sheet and being good at the back.
Matthew, obviously a player like Lionel Messi, he demands, so much gravity, so much attention. But how do you balance that with knowing that he has, other pretty dangerous teammates around him?
Right. We have a clear plan and how we want to do things. I think we've been very good this year in our mid block, and you've seen we've been able to adapt, whether it's 4-3-3, 4-4-2. Knowing he is on the field is you have to be aware of him all the time. There's no question about that. But knowing that there's also other guys that can hurt us, so it's good individual defending, good collective defending, and it should be good.
What was your reaction when you saw the championship draw and you saw you would be playing Miami in this round?
Yeah, I was personally very excited. I mean, it's a team we played a lot of. I already said that, but it's always it's a fun game. I know the fans love it. It's just a good experience, a good environment, and it's just one you want to play in.
Man, you're still one of the youngest guys on the team for sure. But I mean, it seems like you're growing a lot, getting older, not obviously personally, but in terms of your professional soccer life, because of the many different stages of your career that you have to face already with this team. Is that a correct assessment?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think any opportunity I get to play, any situation I'm throwing it helps me grow as a person and as a player. And so being here, I've felt like I've developed a lot, and the staff and the players have pushed me to do so. So it's been good.
You already touched just a little bit of this, but do you do this as a team, and you personally see this as a 180 plus minutes game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because there is guaranteed to be a second leg, but our first focus right now is being at home and getting the win tomorrow night.
We'll go to Valera on the Zoom.
Hey, Matt, you obviously had a tough ending to the Dallas match, your last match that you played. What were some of the messages that you got maybe from the coaching staff or your teammates that kind of supported you during that?
Yeah, first, it was a good reaction for them. Never really want to leave the team down a man in the last minutes of a game, but I was grateful they were able to pull through and keep a point. But everything was good. It was all positive, just making sure stuff happens. I'm a young player, and keeping my focus on the next opportunity I get to take it.
And then Ben already mentioned this. You've already played Miami a couple of times. You've started a game there in the playoffs even. What are some of the messages maybe you're giving some of your new teammates who haven't had the chance to play Miami? Is there something specific you're telling them?
Yeah, I think with Miami, sometimes it's like the game inside the game. It's like kind of the chirping that some of the players might do, or like the little interactions you see. And I think just having each other back, just make sure like we're up for the challenge, and knowing the intensity of the game is going to be very high. So knowing that they can understand what's going to happen and just making sure they're ready.